Welcome back to Raised by Giants Illuminated Insights discussion. We are live. Welcome everyone in the chat. Good to see you guys and any moderators out there. We have a really great show for you guys here today. A good friend of the show, Paul Knight from What the Flock TV. But before I bring him on, if you're new to the channel, greetings. Very happy to have you. If you're from Reality Check, Wayne Steiger's show, or Leak Project, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Or if you're a flocker and you're just now tuning in, and if you're watching live right now, let the chat know and someone will welcome you. We always have some really great people in the chat, very open-minded individuals, the Ryder Rangers. And a shout out to Lauren for buying me a coffee. Thanks so much, Lauren. She said, sending you favor and love. Thank you so much for your kindness and support of the show, Lauren. I really appreciate you. PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee links are in the description, and super chats and super stickers are available and will be read out live during the show. And YouTube memberships are live. You can sign up and support the show monthly. There's a little join button right under the title of the show on a desktop. And I'll also try and drop the link to that in the chat so that you can sign up on mobile devices. Listen, people are making thousands of dollars selling fake alien stories and pictures, and more recently, alien bodies, right? I think that we should be able to make some money here by giving you the truth. And also, if you're new and you're wondering where my shows are, you have to click the live tab on my channel, and that'll give you all the shows that I've done in the past 3 months. So warm welcome back to the show. Amazing researcher and content creator, a genius in my book, Paul Knight from What the Flock TV. How's it going, brother?
So I'm just acclimatizing my eyes to that shirt.
Bro, this is for the extraterrestrials to pick me out whenever they come and rapture me up into the next evolutionary level above human. They'll be like, that's banana shirt guy, banana man.
Talk about this shirt, ladies and gents. I thought I'd match him, so I've gone for a little bright number myself.
Who has the best shirt right now? People in the chat. Who's got the best shirt? I'm gonna do it.
You have to be the kind to the host. Come on. You know what I mean? This is bland compared to that. Like, oh my god.
It's bright. It's bright, so the extraterrestrials can spot me when they inevitably come.
Ready for a good probing.
Yep, that's right. Got to get it all nice and lubed up. I'm actually going to do a poll in the chat just to be fun. We like to have fun here, guys, especially when Paul is on the show. We like to have a lot of fun. So
we do. We do love to have a laugh. There's not enough laughing in the community, I believe. So we have to have a laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh amongst many friends, can you? And I am distracted by that shirt, guys.
Okay, I got it. Oh, wait, I have to do 3 options? Dang. Okay. I'm going to do... Oh, no, that's it. Who has the best shirt? Paul or Ryder? It's a poll in the chat.
Mine is... Look at that. To yours, mine's not that bad compared to yours. Look, see.
It's pretty nice, though. You got that V going on, dude. V for Vendetta. And also, I have an amazing bumper that I want to share with you guys that Paul sent me earlier. Are you guys ready for Banana Man?
But when
Ryder
it eats a banana, an amazing transformation occurs.
Ryder
Is Banana Man, ever alert for the call to action.
Ryder is Banana Man.
I'm not saying how old I am, but I do remember that.
Paul sent that to me earlier because we were talking about doing the shirt competition, who has the best shirt, and he told me that in in the UK they had this guy named Banana Man, and all I remember is banana in pajamas.
Sort of same as it. You need a good quality Banana Man. Eric the Banana Man. Come on, guys. What was America not? You passed over so much cartoons to us. Why did Eric not get over there? I just do not know.
Right, Captain Planet. Did you guys have Captain Planet?
I believe so. Yeah, I do remember the name, but the big ones that we had over here were the good oldies. We had, like, obviously the Transformers. If you remember, Mysterious Cities of Gold. I show my age. That was a brilliant series. If you remember, Thundercats.
Oh yeah, Thundercats, classic. G.I. Joe as well?
Yeah, not so much, because that's like an American staple, isn't it, for the army? We don't really call them GI Joe, but we had like action men. I think we called it over here.
Yeah, well, we're both looking good, both looking fly, and we've had a lot going on the past few weeks, right?
Yeah.
Congress rolled out a mentally ill patient to testify about UFOs and supposed alien bodies. And then we have the Mexican government rolling out provably fake alien bodies that were proven fake back in 2018. And the Peruvian government completely debunked that entire thing. They completely separated themselves from Jaime Masson and said the bodies were concocted with animal bones and dug up ancient human remains. But that didn't stop them. That didn't stop the Mexican government from rolling them out, right? And didn't stop people from being fooled, right? They all jumped on the bandwagon, right? Oh my God, the Mexican government just revealed alien bodies. Right?
So excitable, but yeah. Now, when we talk about aliens, and we're talking about a lot, because that will tie into what we want to talk about today, I think. Alien is just a label they're pushing. Now, this world is a lot of things, magical, when we get into different variants of that in today's video, but it's just a label. So someone can call it alien, some people can call it extraterrestrial, meaning outside of the land. There's so many different names. Now, I don't have a foggiest of going on what's going on in this realm, but we can have a good theorize on it. But what was wheeled out, if people want to believe that's an alien, I'm sorry, it's just like the AI photographs that's coming out with giant everything in it, and people are not like snapping onto the conclusion that why is all these pictures that came out in the same hue, they're in the same color, of giant dogs, giant horses, giant this, and it's like people, it's so hard this day, and I do believe it's hurting the community, because if you someone on the fence you want to bring in, and you showing all these topics, and you've shown them these videos and images, and you've only got to screen search them type of thing, the reverse image search, and it's come off it. You don't even have to do that, basically, really. It's not real, and it does harm in the sense of there's people who's on the fence. And that's why I try and post, and you do the same with your topics, to show, come on, guys, there's nothing wrong with having your own opinion and your own beliefs. You can believe giants are real. I do. But what I'm saying is these images that are being passed about are not real. And it causes a rift between the community. That's all it's used for. It's a rift. It's people going at each other. Now, all I say is you can agree to disagree and move on to something that you can agree on. That's what we should always do. But it's not. It's causing animosity between different, people in the community. Like that's its job. But common sense seems to have fallen out of the community a lot lately, and it seems, we'll go for gold by basically putting any theory, any crap out there. But it does hurt us. But we still got to have a laugh, Ryder shirt, and we need more laughs, more humor back into us lot, because basically we are at the forefront. I'm not saying me personally, but and Ryder personally, but people are watching us, and if you see how our behavior is, you might think, if that's okay, I can do it. Because Paul's doing it, Ryder's doing it, other channels are doing it, and you do have a duty of care, like I've said. So you're going to have a laugh, say to people, this is just, opinions and it's not fact. And let's just get out there and try and enjoy the shithole that we live in, because life's hard. This realm is hard. So we've got to fight back in any way that we can, but we don't have to forget humor, love, positivity. We need a balance. It's not just about being positive all the time. The balance is gone. unfortunately.
And you have to have action behind your good, positive intentions as well. You just can't sit back and then think that something is going to, your thought process is going to save you, or extraterrestrials are going to save you, or the ascended masters are going to come and save you. You have to have action behind your positive thoughts as well. But the issue that I'm having is that the people that are taking these fake alien bodies as real and are supporting them on their channel as real are supporting the desecration of human remains. Right? They're supporting the desecration of ancient Peruvian people, grave robbing fake alien bodies, and people are still defending it. It's incredible. The community is in complete in utter disarray, Paul.
Yeah. It's not a community anymore. It's firstly, I think Samantha Carno's birthday. Happy birthday, Samantha. Happy 60th.
Happy birthday. Yes. That's right. Yeah. 6 cents. Love you, Paul. Shout out for Paul.
See, there's someone. I've got one.
Oh, but hey, William Ryder's got the best shirt. That's right, baby. Best shirt.
The crazy shirt. I must give it. You know what I mean? You got to be brave and be able to laugh at yourself wearing that. But if you go back to, I was telling to Ryder, if you go back to my really old stuff, you'll see some shocking ones that I will put on all my. But I just wanted it to, for some people to see, have a laugh. You know what I mean? And again, that's gone. But yeah, we're here today. We're going to have a good chat. Some of the stuff that we're going to talk about is what I call mind-blowing and wow. And, we'll be back and forwards. We'll give people shouts out and any comments you want to ask referring to the topic that we're going to talk about. But it's mainly going to be about this realm that we live in and whatever else we can get to, I believe, isn't it, Ryder?
Yes, sir. And you've been knocking it out of the park with your Spelletymology videos. Your most recent one on Celestial is mind-blowing. But before we get into that, though, Paul, could you let the audience know what Spelletymology means? And I probably say it different every single time, but you created the word. So could you explain to the audience what that means and what your idea and point behind these videos are?
Yeah, so for anyone that's new to me, my back history is I find it hard to read. I'm a bit dyslexic. I just see things differently in the pattern. So I try and read. But as we know, everything is spelling. And even though I found it hard, that's the irony. Maybe because I've emphasized on it more. But spell etymology is basically, as you know, the word etymology is the breakdown, the core essence of the word. And as we know, everything in this realm is spelling. So I thought, you know what, I want to create like a segment on my channel for short videos, basically looking at words that I've broken down. It's not to be taken as fact, but I break down words in a specific pattern. I split them up and I look at the etymology of certain words or, groupings of letters in that word. And some of the spell etymologies that I found have been so on point in regard to a topic, it's unbelievable. So it shows you just from little bits of the spell, the significant things that you find. So that's why, pardon me, I created that series called Spell Etymology, because I just wanted to help myself in regard to the spells, because even though I find it hard to read, and when I see things muddled up, and I'm like, you know what, I have to try and get myself a little bit better, because we need to, basically, you need to know what the cabal or the Elshites, as I call them, are trying to do and push, because people automatically think that books are good. Now, some are not. It's just like TV, computers. It's all programming. And an author has an agenda, just like an editor of that book, the publishers of the company, and so on. So just because it's in writing does not mean it's basically, taken as fact. So I like to look at words, split them up, and see what I can find. And like I was just saying, some of what I've found has blown my mind away. So that is basically the essence of the series Spell Etymology is me having problems with language, breaking it down, and it revealing some startling secrets. So if this world is a magical realm based on spells, I mean, you can talk about did we use our voices in different patterns, but your voices are the voice of God, the vocal cords. So that they're powerful in this realm. So why the emphasis on the spelling? So that's what I did. And they've changed the language in various periods of time. So I thought, wow, the English language, why did they teach that in all schools? Because it's like having a dictionary, so we know all the curse words, all the spellings. And that's what basically drove me to create the series Spell Etymology.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones that you've done so far was Lucifer. That one was mind blowing. Lucifer. But I really like this celestial one that you just came out with the other day. Can you explain what the mainstream academia calls celestial? What is the definition of celestial?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny that you forget that. Like I said, my writing is like codes. I mean, just look at it, how terrible. You know what I mean? But basically, celestial is just talking about something in the sky, the heavens, the vault, the firmaments. So basically, there are heavenly bodies, gods, etc. Most planets are named after Greek gods, and so on and so on. So it's something of a divine nature in the heavens, because obviously, like in map making, because we never had north until in the Great Vowel Shift period, they brought north in, so we looked up. So basically, the heavens, hence the North Star being prominent, you look up, and that's basically for us servants to look up to them, because they're significantly they're the betters, as they say. So yeah, celestial is interesting. We talk about celestial beings, celestial bodies. So it's basically divine, heavenly, breaking it down to the basic. That's what they say.
Right now, in your breakdown of the word in your video, you refer to liquid crystal and how that relates to what you're calling the liquid firmament. As above, so below, heavens above, heavens below. God separated the waters above and the waters below into the heaven and earth, from the book of Genesis, of course. Now, do you believe that the sky is liquid crystal, or that we're living in a liquid crystal realm?
I'm ever changing on this. What I found out in this celestial video, and we'll break it down and show people. But in my video, and it's only a short video, I did a video a long time ago called The Crystal Matrix, because I used to talk about this realm, the firmament, being liquid crystal. A lot of the ancient philosophers talked about it being crystal. It's even in the Bible, crystal. Christ, Christ, God. And I was under the impression, my theories, because they're ever changing, I was thinking, with the realm being how it is, could it be a liquid crystal? And liquid crystal has the added benefits of being able to be liquid, a gas, and a solid. And on my old video, I was talking about how it could be sentient. Hence, when you had the experiments of shooting rockets up into the sky, as they did in the 50s, it rang like a bell. You know what I mean? Was it Operation Fishbowl? I think it was.
You're talking about the moon, whenever they launched a rocket?
No, they did an experiment in the 50s. I think it was Operation Fishbowl, where they shot, I don't know if it was nukes but bombs, rockets, and they hit what everyone believes to call the firmament, and it rang like a bell.
Oh yeah, they just recently supposedly did that too. I've seen a bunch of videos on Instagram with the SpaceX rocket where they're saying that it supposedly hit the firmament.
Yeah, well,
I don't know those videos. I don't believe any of those videos.
This was done in the 50s. So when we have this, and then you have Picard going up and basically going through water and so on and so on. So I was impression it's liquid crystal, because when we look up and we see the sky, we see the stars, We see the northern lights, and I know the noble gases and so on, but I always don't, for instance, I don't like to take what people state, and even in the community. So if you have a big researcher and a big follower, and he says, right, guys, you have to believe this because this is correct. I don't. That's just an opinion. We all should have an opinion. So I went then showing you how important crystals were to this humanity. And basically from 12, I've always believed, like I've said for a long time, that we lived underground because of the stars. You know what I mean? So that was the premises of this video, showing you that this is what I believe the theory was. Then finding out what, when you're broken down, celestial actually meant. So because people talk about everything, you have the Libyan glass, the green glass, you have that new, it's not new, but they call it the sky glass, don't they? The blue stuff that's found around the place, and they reckon that's come from the firmament. And people who were arguing with me for years, oh no, it's sky glass, it's always blue. Liquid crystal can be any color that it wants. You know what I mean? Especially when electric current is able to pass through it, creates lightning. You've only got to look at piezoelectric effects. So if you picture pressure on crystal, it creates piezoelectric. For instance, if you smoke or have a lighter, you hit the thumb down, there's basically a piezoelectric crystal inside that creates a spark. That's what lightning is, in my opinion. It's pressure putting down on the liquid crystal waters, and it creates a pressure, creating lightning. That's in its basic form. So that's where my head was for a long time. And I've always believed that we lived underground or in an enclosed system. Even from an early 12 years old, I was stood in class telling people we lived underground and we was Atlantis being sunk beneath the waves. Got laughed at by the teacher and everyone. I don't care. Well, you know what I mean? I can be headstrong. And I'm just telling people.
Paul's a blazer. Paul's a blazing through all of them whenever he was 12 years old. Dang, Paul.
It's crazy. And people are talking like they just discovered it. No, people have always had these ideas. You know, these ancient philosophers were just people like us in the chat and me and Ryder. You're theorizing of this stuff all the time, proving what you can. It's a lot of it is opinion based. So when we get to this topic of where we are, and celestial is a big word. People talk about angels and everything in tied to celestial beings. And I broke it down. So we'll start breaking it down. So if you look at the word, obviously, celestial, and I actually did write it down somewhere, but my stuff's all over the place. So celestial, obviously, start with C-E-L, and then E-S-T, and I think it's I-A-L. So that's celestial. Little Wing 6 was 9. Greetings from Manchester.
Yeah, the AL
having a good time. I think she's living at work.
Yeah, the AL is interesting at the end of that because AL can be translated into L-E-L, you know.
Yeah, that's EL. AL can be EL. Yeah. Hence something godly, divine. That people don't automatically think of changing AL in words to EL, and they should do. You know what I mean? Because so as experimental elemental is putting in the chat, I broke it into 3: cell, SD, L. And when I found out and when I looked into it, I was like, wow. So words for cell, obviously you had cell in regard to the supposedly the smallest molecule of, you know, everything, a cell. You have cellular, you'll have a cell and being in a prison. A monk's room where they sleep is called a cell. And a video a few years ago that I made was called, are we living in basically prison or paradise? Are we in prison or are we in paradise? From this word cell. So you had cell, and then you have a transparent sheet that they use to make films, celluloid. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's intriguing, but it's not wow. Then I dove a little bit deeper. And then I came to it. Chamber, underground, temple, salt mine under the ground. Now you're getting, oh my God, because we're talking here from the word celestial being chamber, underground chamber, and so on. And you're like, well, they're up in the heavens and we're down below. And that's when I started to think, God, are we in the chamber? Are we underground? Are we in enclosed? So then I got to Esti, E-S-T-I, and it's some of the words that blew me away. Host, a significant word to a lot of people. Star, and in certain language it is a swear word. I think it's in Canada, it's a swear word, Esti. And you also have this is another word it could be. So obviously then you go to AL, which can be EL. Now you're thinking, wow, look at some of those words. You're talking underground chamber, star, a host, and L. So, and then as I was making the video, and I will be honest, I finished it. I finished my video, and I'm sat here, and I was uploading the video to my hard drive that I have. I'm thinking, why did you not put it being a burial chamber? Because that's what a burial chamber is, burial. And I'm thinking, are we living in a burial chamber because of all the death in this realm? And that's what got me. So that was like the breakdown of celestial, showing you words like prison, chamber, underground chamber, a temple, and host, a star, and L. So all these things blew me away. Do you know what I mean? And these are from these words of cell, C-E-L, being underground chamber, temple, E-S-T-I, and then A-L is E-L. So I want people in the chat, you know, to think about this word. They say celestial, meaning belonging to heaven, divine, outside of this world. That is what they say celestial is. So when you break words down, the spell, again, this is just my own personal opinion, you breaking these words down, and people, there's people in different communities who believe this realm to be concave, convex, flat, whatever. Now I'm showing you from the word celestial that we are in an underground chamber. How insignificant that? And then you're thinking of, wow, Tartarus, you know, and you're like, are we in Tartarus? And then you start to look in at basically other religions. I mean, you have Sanskrit. Anyone who can read Sanskrit or that faith, basically Mitru Luku or Loku, basically the abode of death. I've talked about that before in my Eleventh video of that word. You also have a root word for earth being called Zem, meaning low bottom. Wow. I mean, earth is basically got its name from soil or dirt or ground. So that's the main question that we've got to ask. Are we living in a burial chamber, in a world of death?
That's very interesting, because I think the first person that I heard talk about that was Wayne Steiger on my show, talking about, you know, that we're in the realm of death. And it's interesting that you've come to that same conclusion as well through your research and through your study. Now, this reminds me of and connects me to an older video, well, a couple of older videos. I think all of your videos inevitably connect to each other in different ways. It's really interesting the way that works. But there was an older video that you did, I can't remember the title of it, but it talked about the burial chambers and the cemeteries, the ancient cemeteries in England, and John Carter. I think we did a show about it as well. But then also the realm of L11 too. How does this connect in your mind to your previous video of realm of L11?
Well, first of all, you've got to go to, and I'm just going to read some things out if you don't mind. I don't need to share it because everyone will probably know it, but I just want to look at something a little bit different. At the basic, one of the famous verses in the Bible. Now, again, I'm not even a beginner at the Bible. I'm just showing you that as Ryder said in his videos, and I believe that the Bible is like a code book, basically, you know, for us to decipher. And you have the famous verse, and I've talked about this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Now, in Greek, the beginning is arche, arch. So it's talking about the vault straight away. Beginning means arch. Who's the God of arches? That's what I honed in a long time ago. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. So it's telling you straight away, there's a big bloody hole. So basically, there's a big hole. Now you can say the water's above and the water's below and the void in the middle. We're in that void. We're in this death realm. And over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. God saw that the light was good. Now, look at that word. God saw that the light was good. Now, I'll ask you, Ryder, about that. God said, look at, the water. Oh, look at the light, and the light is good. What does he mean by that? What does it mean by that? Was it evil? Because people automatically think light is good. In ancient times, black was good, white was evil.
Yeah, then that gets into whenever we pass away from this physical body, do we go into the blackness or do we go into the light? I mean, many people have described that whenever they die, a tunnel opens up, that old, theory of the white tunnel, and people say don't go into the light. It's a recycling machine. It's a reincarnation machine. You actually want to go into the darkness. I mean, you can be blinded by light. I mean, how many times in the Bible did God blind people whenever he saw the face of God? I'm pretty sure Moses even got semi-blinded whenever he looked upon God as well. So I would rather be in darkness, because darkness can't hurt you. Pitch black can't hurt you, but bright light can definitely blind you.
Yeah, you just got to look at the words. I did this on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it. Look at the word torch. Torch. It looks insignificant, but it reveals something hidden. Tor is a door. So you know about light being a door, and CH is from Kai, which is used for name for Christ. You know what I mean? So this is what it's going to tie into this, because obviously light. We've all saw the videos of, oh, look at this. Why does a match not have a shadow? Well, light doesn't have a shadow because that's the source of the light. You know, it's the source of light. You have a light, and that, whatever it hits will then cast shadows. But that sentence is talking about, and God is talking about how the light was good. Why did we have a light that was bad? And it's separated from the light of the darkness. So God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. And then God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. So straight away, it's telling you, if you believe in the Bible, it's telling you you're in the void. We've talked about this many times. We are in a chamber. Celestial is a spell showing you that we are living in, or dying, whatever way you want to look at it, in a chamber. As soon as we're born, we're dying, basically. So we are in this chamber of death into some religions. And let's carry on. And this is the intriguing bit. And God made the vault, which is the arch, and separated the water from the vault and the waters above it. And so it was. God called the vault sky, where the celestial heavens are. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. Now, this is an intriguing thing. And God said, let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear. And it was so. God called the dry ground land. Now, before we went on Earth, I'll just write it on show people. So land, L-A-N-D, you anagram that, you get this. And this blew me away.
D-N-A-L.
D-N-A-L. What's D-N-A-L? That's mitochondrial DNA for Homo sapien. Type it in. Read it again. He called the earth land, the soil land. He's talking about us. How is that not wow and significant? And God said, let the water under the sky be gathered in one place and let dry ground, the soil. And it says in various religions, I know these people can say, oh, well, we're not carbon and silica based and all that. And it was so. And God called the dry ground land. Where do we humans live? Humans on the land. I know you have sea people, so they're a different race. But, experimental sort of denial. You're in denial.
But do the sea people even exist, Paul? That is the problem.
Well,
that is the issue. It could have been
Romans.
misinterpreted as people coming from other land on ships, right? I was just talking with Rex
Underwater.
Bear on Leak Projects about this the other day.
Yeah,
and I
could
think
be
that
underwater, above the water, anything, just on ships.
Yeah.
The Irish gods came on ships. So it's intriguing. You just look at that word land. It's DNA-L, human DNA. So that just blew me away. And that was, I was just quickly checking before we came on, because I was just reading that verse and showing you that it's telling us that we're living in a void straight away. And it's always been there, it's not been hidden. And then you're thinking about other religions like the North 9 realms. Are we just in a realm connected by the Bifrost or entranceway doorways that are obviously, I've referenced Janis Island. But to me, that is one significant thing. It's telling you that we're living in a chamber. Now, what you've got to say is your glass half full or half empty? Is it a realm of death or is it a realm of life? What say you?
And then you can be programmed to think that whenever you get older that you're going to die. I think that that's what the whole idea behind keeping track of your age and always having a celebration on your birthday is to program you to make you believe that you're getting older. And what do you associate getting older with? You associate getting older with death.
Yeah.
Right. And if we weren't celebrating it like we do, and it's not only that, it's also, like New Year's, it's telling people that another year has passed, and everyone says, oh, where did that year go? That year just flew by. I didn't even realize it, and it's just another way to keep track of time. And to us, time means death.
Yeah.
So what would happen without time?
Exactly. And one of my old videos I did a long time ago was an old symbol that masonry used before the compass and square. Everyone talks about, the compass and square now. But they used to use a symbol called tempus fugit. Time flies. It was an hourglass. And in that video, I theorized, could we be in that hourglass? And that's why the level land keeps going down like that. It says, and this ties into what we're talking about now. I mean, one of the old names for Earth is Ki, key. But we've just talked about how in that celestial video and chi, this chi, that is a essence of man, godly, something godly and man, your chi, but also is Chi, CH. It's in torch. You know what I mean? So again, it's saying an old name for Earth is Ki. Tell me that's not wow. Again, and this is the Sumerian name. It was end of the earth, Kizar, underworld. So again, another place is saying we're in underworld.
Then you also have Enki, E-N-K-I. That's another K-I at the end of there. Ki or chi or Kai, key.
Yeah.
You have Yanis, the holder of keys,
and you can
opener
say,
of doors. Yeah.
That's why I was telling people always want to say, you see it, haven't we, on social media, and they're like, oh, this topic is the key to everything. No, everything is the key to everything. There's not one topic. I personally believe there is, but on a grand scheme of things, it's not really, because it's like we're in a trap to keep us, keep us trapped. If you're always looking, you're never seeing the door. Do you know what I mean? You're always in a maze. We're always on to the next, big research topic. And ancient texts have said God wanted you to find him through knowledge. It's basically trying to keep you here trapped. You know what I mean? So when we're talking about spell etymology, we're talking about breaking down words. And how can I break down words? Just me, and find all the significant, what I call gold or shit in it. You shouldn't be able to. It should be understandable words. In the beginning, there was bananas, and the bananas was Ryder. You know what I mean? So you then can talk about anything you want, but when you're breaking down and showing you significant, how many people do you see on social medias talking about this realm, flat, whatever, and going, we're in an enclosed system? Okay, mate, it was celestial. It's telling you we're in a chamber. It says we're in a chamber in the Bible.
Yeah, chamber. Then you also have cell. You got cell phone.
Yeah.
That could be another trap, getting us hooked into technology. I mean, how many times have we heard people in this community talk about, the technology, and that they're wanting to put us into some sort of artificial simulation, a simulation inside of a simulation to trap us even further down the rabbit hole, which I think is a possibility. And if we're already in a simulation, then, and they don't want us to escape, I guess the best thing to do would be to put us into another simulation, make it even harder to get out of, right?
And you talk, what do people always say when people are always talking about the same things together? An echo chamber. You know what I mean? So just think about it. When you start to picture like that, now obviously these could just be personal opinions and so on and so on and so on, which they are. But everyone knows how shitty this realm is, and we're always like, well, why are we put here? Why is there no more emphasis on good? It seems to be down to us lately to show a good example. Or I always say, don't I? Have you seen my videos? You always do good deed a day. Pay it forward. How many we've only got? Again, you can look into this now. Most of you are smart, so how of all the ancients telling you about we're living in a chamber or underground.
Damn.
How significant is that? And people always talk about the heavens, the heavens above, and it's belonging to God. And now, from breaking down a word, it's revealed that we're in a chamber. Now, the only thing is, are we in a burial chamber? I mean, think about it. Are we supposed to eat other living beings? And this is not when we're going to eat meat, so on and so on, eat vegetables, eat plants, because there's an experiment a long time ago called the Baxter effect, if anyone has seen it, where plants had thoughts and knew when they were coming to get eaten. So if plants can think like that, no one's, oh, well, at least we're not eating animals, we're eating plants. But plants have been shown to have thoughts and knew when humans were coming down to eat them. So those plants, and you can go, well, in ancient times, we didn't need to eat. Well, how do you know? Was you there? We don't know. All of us are winging it. Even science are winging it and making this shit up to keep us trapped, keep us in. Because if you're so focused on one thing, you're going to miss the bigger picture.
Wait, you don't believe that the ancients were breatharians, Paul? Come on now. It's proven.
Yeah,
dude,
it's proven.
come on.
I mean, were they? I don't know. I always say you never say never, but I can't prove it. I weren't there. Have I saw anyone living off fresh air? We'll probably get to that with the cost of living. You know what I mean? Everything is going that. So we will be breatharians or whatever you want to call it. But we just don't know shit. And what harm is it saying, well, that's what I always talk about. 66 is we're talking about the reason that we pray is because of the spell blessing the food and making it more habitable, because every time we speak with the vocal cords, the voices of God, which are twin foldings of 33, we're blessing it, so we're making it more. First of all, you could be saying a prayer because it had thought and consciousness, but also that medium from the spell is hitting the food, making it, hopefully, if you've made it, taste nicer. So there's a two-way street on it. But what harm is it saying we know sweet FA? There's no harm. I always say we're winging it. I'm winging it. So if I'm winging it, surely I'm not on my own.
I mean, the problem that I have with the community in general and the community as a whole is that a lot of people, whenever they're having a theosophical conversation like we're having right now, they try and pass their theories and thoughts off as fact and truth when that's not the case, right? We know this. When me and you talk, it's a theosophical, theorizing kind of conversation. Now, other people take that theorizing and that theosophical conversation to the point where they're making it seem like it's factual information. That's the problem, and that's where people get tricked, and that's where people get fooled. I normally always try and say, "Oh yeah, this is a theory. There's no proof. There's no evidence behind what I'm getting ready to talk about," so that the audience knows, right? I'm not trying to fool anybody here with anything. We're having a theosophical conversation here, so that's the issue that I have. And when you break down a lot of the community, it's a bunch of stories. It's people telling stories, stories after stories, but they don't tell the audience that they're telling them stories.
Yeah.
And it's exactly like the David Grush guy, the guy that got up there in front of Congress and talked about UFOs and crashed extraterrestrial craft, and sometimes that those craft come along with beings on them. He all how he got that information was from stories. That was from people telling him stories about those events and telling him stories about extraterrestrials. And now he's a whistleblower, right? Can I be a whistleblower now, Paul? Because I've interviewed some people that's talked about extraterrestrials and having contact experiences, right? This is the only community that you can be an expert on with having absolutely no background. You can just watch a bunch of YouTube videos and then all of a sudden you can be an expert.
I'm an expert in nothing. Talking the stuff that you can't understand. But yeah, just look at the stuff that goes viral, guys. And this is not a pop anyone, but for instance, people are talking about extraterrestrials. I've done videos on the etymology of that, talking about could it be outside of this land? And if we are in a chamber, are we on our own chamber? Obviously, the Norse believe we had 9 realms, but is there more? Are we in the realm of 11? So who knows? So people talk about this, and we talk about being flat Earth and ice wall and all this. Well, I've just shown you through the spell etymology of their own words that we're in an enclosed system. We're in a chamber from the word celestial, meaning we're under the chamber, we're under the canopy. They won't mention this in these videos, and they'll also say, well, to get to this small land, we'll go through doorways and portals. For the amount of time people have doing this, I've been telling you how, according to the Cabal, they've been doing this by basically the 2 Janice Islands, the doorways. Is this to more inner sanctions? Are we in a place like, remember, what's it called now? Journey to the Center of the Earth, when you go down, it had the sky and the sun, and it was so lifelike. Are we in one of them? I just don't know. I know everyone will be fancying in fact, I had a banana before. I just knew.
It's because I told him that I was wearing a banana shirt today, so he wouldn't eat a banana. But what if, Paul, that this chamber that you're talking about, that's being referenced in this word celestial, is that we are in a simulation, that this reality is a simulation, and our real body is outside of this simulation, inside of a chamber.
It could be literally anything. It's how you perceive the information that you receive. Some people will say that. Some people will say, yeah, when we dream, we go into our original body or out of the chamber. You know, that is the beauty of it. This is how the ancients foretold his story, which contains a door straight away. But because we are just us and these viral people and these big channels and everything gets used, they're getting taken as experts. They ain't experts at shit. Just like me, just like everyone in chat. We're all experts. We're all novices. We're all learners. We're all teachers. We're all students. And that's how it should be. We're all learning every day. And some people should not be taken as an expert. You know, I find reading very hard. And I've come to these conclusions all on me lonesome. You know, doesn't mean I'm better than anyone. It just means that that's who I am. We're all a key. We all have a door. Why does most things contain a door? You know, you have God in the Bible saying, and Jesus, I am the door. You know, so it's significant with this door and arches. And through my research, you know, Janice's oldest name is IA, AI, artificial intelligence. Ties and everything. Why is it some religions have to burn the dead? Because they're trying to get the bodies out of this realm quicker. Why certain faiths, like Christian, bury the dead? Bury in the land. Is that, again, human DNA? Christian, Christ, Ian, Christian. Derivative of Ian is, yes, you got it. Ian is a derivative of Janos. Christ, Janos. Christian, the Christian faith, the big story is the Vatican. Who was the first king and pope? Who has a door? So it all points to one specific region who was a Roman. He was the first ship builder. He's known as Noah. Oh, well, who's told you that, Paul? Well, the same people that's told you it's this, and this. Now, treat it as information because all information is, you know, personal. That's why we get triggered. That's why we argue, because we all want to be, yes, this is this is the truth. You know what I mean? So yeah, script, it's all there. And I've broken down the word celestial to contain we're in a chamber. How many people? I'm on my own. There's loads of ancient people and people smarter than me in the chat who have seen talk about chamber. You've talked about your friend Wayne talking about this being the realm of death, basically. And straight away from the word celestial. I mean, I don't think he watches me, but, you know, I'm sure you tell him the word breaking down the word celestial means that we're in a chamber. Chambers are generally underground. It's telling you in the spell we are in an enclosed system, whether it's underground, whether it's our own benefit, did a great war happen or whatever, we just don't know. We're just theorizing on everything. But can't we have fun on the journey? Because this realm is a shithole, and if it is a bedroll chamber, at least we'll have the satisfaction. I mean, look at that behind us up the top there. What I'm pointing.
Yeah, I can't read
Don't
it.
take life too seriously. Nobody gets out alive anyway.
You know what I want people to do instead of burying me? I want to be in one of those pods. You know what I mean? One of those tree pods, and
Yeah.
I want them to bury me in a tree pod, and I want it to be a banana tree. I want to blossom into an amazing banana tree. I mean, that whole thing is really actually freaked me out a lot. Like, why do we bury our dead? Which then brings me back to another video that you did not too long ago about the walls. Remember the wall video that you put together about that they would use human bone to build their walls and blood and human blood? Yeah.
Oh, he just blocks in the wall. He used to give birth on bricks. You know, all this emphasis and all this talking about being a wall, a giant wall, a chamber. this is all based on history and other people, ancient people talking about this. Makes you think, are we in the burial chamber? Are we in just a realm connected by a bifrost? The doorways, which are for the Janos, is that the significance? Is that why they worship Janus as god of gods? You know what I mean? So we live in, and then they changed it, didn't they, to fossil fuel, and people get triggered on that in the community. You know what I mean? Oil and so on. I've always said oil is basically lubricant for the joints, for the tectonic plates. So there's so many things we just don't know. We will never know. But why can't we just, look at some of the comments that you've seen here. You know what I mean?
Brandy says they could put a powdered bone into a 3D printer. Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly if you could regrow the bone back or what you would do with it, but definitely could do it.
You know why we have, are they the so-called Elites, I call the Elshites, are they basically the zookeepers left in charge of this realm, this death realm? I mean, one of the oldest civilizations, the Sumerians, I've told you about the underworld, but they called their country Kayangir or Kayangur, which meant the land of the reliable masters or the land of the masters. So...
Well, then you also have the Watchers, too, from the Book of Enoch as well.
Yep. Ties everything into everything. I mean, in some ancient civilizations said, the firmament was made by little pinpricks, in the sky, and the lights come through the angles of the lights, angels. We're also massively talking about DNA L. Just put an E in front of that L. What do you get? L. L can be used for EL too. People don't realize that. Told you. And they keep telling us we are the gods. Are we being banished?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Better men than me and smarter men than me who've read more classical books and saw what they theorize. I'm just winging it. I'm winging it, man. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to enjoy the ride, but we're not being allowed. And why are we looking at everything? And why is everything death? As soon as we're born, we are dying, basically. We're just counting the days down.
Nina brings up a good point. Are we being punished? Yeah. I mean,
again, I've mentioned that many times. When something is born before, so remember Adam and Eve, the original what? Curse. The original curse. Before that, they were known as precursors. Look at the word precursor. It means before, the first. So it's saying the people were born pre-curse. And we, again, I thought Jesus died for our sins. It's like we're living in perpetual sin.
As many times as Jesus has supposedly been reincarnated, we should have been saved by now, Paul.
And what about ladies? Once a month they bleed. Sometimes I've heard people say they feel cursed.
Now, the pre-cursed people, that's a interesting concept, because then that would mean that there was some form of beings in this realm before the curse actually happened, right? And then what happened to them? Did they also get cursed, or where did they go? Where did the uncursed people, did they get punished for the sins of the cursed? And we're all lumped into the same zoo here now?
Yeah, some people say those precursors were more snake, reptilian based, Leviathan, and things like this. Other creatures that were built before. I mean, think about it. If you think God created us, I mean, if he created us, why did he create evil? People say free will, but he used evil, he used demons You know what I mean? Why demons, etymology-wise, is genius. You know, so all these things, it's weird. It's like so contradictory. It's like you go into a firing squad and you're the person you've got to fire the gun. Please, will you supply the own bullet as well? Okay. You know what I mean? So everything does not make sense. 1 minute it's this, 1 minute it's that, 1 minute it's this. Make your mind up what is going on, because nothing is going on. Everything is going on. It's organized chaos. You know, and that's why you have a lot of serpent-based religions. And people argue over the time. The North Star is Polaris. Everyone can agree. And the amount of times I get called out for saying, no, it's not always been the North Star. The North Star, when in antiquity, when we had Egypt as a civilization, Sumeria, all the great mound builders, the North Star was a serpent. Makes sense why we have all these ancient religions and cultures with snakes involved. Surely does, doesn't it? But you can't use that as reference because they've told you that. It's a lie. It's always been Polaris. So you get people who want to use the information provided for their own benefit. But when you show them something with that, the information is doctored and it's a lie. It's just information. You can use it or if you will. You know, so this realm is completely messed up because, like anything, we have an opinion based on whoever says they're in charge. You know, our morals. You know, we're always brought up with what's good and what's wrong. But like I've always said, and we've talked about many times in the video, morals, it's not as easy as just saying, no, you know, that's naughty, and that's evil, that's good. It's not like that. Things take into effect the context of that situation, evolve your morals. You know, so everyone has a boundary that they would cross, that moral, if it was to their loved ones, and so on. You know, you know, we are our own judges. That's why we have scrying mirrors. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
we see all these things. And why is a world where the occult is called esoteric or whatever they want to call it, evil, just because it's hidden? Hidden, you generally end, hidden is really without light, dark, black. You know, they've made everything like this. So when you start to look, for instance, when you didn't look into anything, you were say a so-called normal person, whatever that is. I've always been like this. I've never changed. I'm just like this. You know what I mean? I've never gone, oh, I've had an epiphany in this. I just look at things and think, well, you know, if they say it's that, why does that present? And what if you did this? And I've always been that. So when you see something for the first time, you say, oh, wow, it's been hidden in plain sight. It's always been there. You've just not saw it. You know, so all these things have to be taken into account. Are we in a burial chamber? Why did he bury? Why did he burn? You know, why is there such thing as cannibalism and things like this? Why? Why is all these cultures that are older than ours saying that we're living in the underworld?
Mm.
You know, why is hell and heaven a Christian narrative? Spell 11. What is 11? You know, so all these things we just don't know, and that's why we're putting things together. And I'm just one person within a perspective, just trying to do content. You know, and we always have a laugh, me and Ryder, because you know we seem to be losing subs, not gaining subs, but that's just what it is. You know, the ongoing struggle, and it's not. And if content creators say, "Oh well, it's not about the subs and views," they're lying. They're absolutely lying, Torags. You don't, you know, you're not doing it for subs, but it's like, for instance, if you do a good video and you've put a lot of effort and time and energy into it, and you're proud of it, you know, if it has no views, you're not going to be, yeah, no views. You know, you want people to see. You want to see people what crazy shit's going on in your head. You know, I'll always be honest. I love seeing a video getting good views and good because, you know. I mean, yeah, why is evil love backwards? Evil. Why everything like this? Why does everything have that? You know, let's love each other. Evil, you know, and evil at your door. Why is it always at the door? Because we're the door. Door to what? But you know what I mean? So we love having a video reviews, and I basically not grown sub-wise really in over a year. And it's disheartening because you think, well, you know, people don't like your content, you know. So, and a lot of people are getting shadow banned, like Nina's talking about. It's one of those things. Doesn't stop us doing what we're doing. It's just in a world where you're treading water, sometimes it's nice for you to get a little lift and give yourself a rest. You know what I mean? That's what I like when you get good reviews and people think, oh, well, thank you for that, Paul. Thank you for that, Ryder. That video made a difference. It made me not think of this shithole for a few hours or a few days. I mean, what was it? What did we last week say to me and you were talking? We're basically treading it in a turd-filled sinkhole.
Yeah, we are. And like you said, I don't really have an issue with certain things. Like, I don't really care too much about views, but when subs are being taken away from me for absolutely no reason, like YouTube has at least taken, probably over the 3 years that I've been doing it, at least 3,000 subscribers away from my channel, or close to it. I should be way bigger than what I am. And it's unfortunate because it's an algorithm type of thing. And I thought maybe by doing more content, it would kind of bust out of that. But it's very difficult to bust out of this. And that's why it's important to go on other people's shows to help bring you more of their audience. But my sub count hasn't moved. And I've been on 3 really big shows this past week. Hasn't moved. It's been the exact same the entire time. And yours has been the exact same for like over a year.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone up 100 and odd, and then it's gone down a few hundred, and then it's gone back up. I mean, they are playing with us. And like I said, being honest, it's not about the sub count really. It's just when you're doing this out of your heart, you want to show people your thoughts, your opinions on this. And, you know, when I do my videos, I just show people what I find. It's nice. It just gives you energy. You know, no one wants to walk and get hit with a cricket bat every day. You know, some days you want to walk through and you just want to duck. And that's what I said. When people are liking your stuff and sharing it and saying to you, you know what, I've had a really shit day, and your video just, you know, helped me that day. How brilliant is that?
See, Rebecca just said that she had to resub because she didn't know that she was unsubbed. See, this is the problem, and I've actually contacted YouTube about this several times, and they said that they're trying to eliminate bots from your account, but they're just eliminating real people. They're just getting rid of real users, real people that can be in the chat, and they're just calling them bots. That's exactly what's going on. I've never had, I mean, I'm sure I have a few bots here and there, but I've never paid for any views. I've never paid for any subscribers. I've never done any of that. And that's where a lot of the bots get generated from, is from paying for your views and paying for your subscribers. The only way that I have grown is being on other people's shows.
I have to start meaning to go on other people's shows, but it's hard, obviously, in my circumstances. And obviously, everyone knows that. And I do feel, and this is not, I mean, I'm happy about it, you know what I mean? I'd rather have people who want me on the shows than, you know, when it feels like, you know, I never go on a person's show if, do you know, the process of, you know, communication, you coming on the show, blah, 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 feels like it's pulling teeth. You know what I mean? When that process, when it feels like pulling teeth, like you don't really want you on it, I don't go on it. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about the sub count in the sense of who shows. I've been on people's channels that have got a lot less than me, a lot less than Ryder, and so on. It's not about that. It's about having a good discussion and being treated like a fellow creator. Yeah, organic, as Samantha said. And Samantha is Sam, by the way. Just we had this little laugh of calling each other. He calls me Pauline or Paula. I call him Samantha. He does wear leopard skin thongs, though, ladies.
Pamela says, I have over 177,000 views on my blog. I do not advertise. I mean, that's really amazing, Pamela. That's a very difficult thing to do because I'm constantly promoting my show and promoting my channel. And I have like 7 different social media accounts just to try and drive views and get people over here. And it's very, it's
right.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Not because he's got a banana stuck up it, ladies, but it's nothing to do with that. But he does work his ass off. Like I said, me and Ryder talk every day. And he's like, here's me complaining. No one's having me on. No one's watching. I'm on nothing. I'm only on YouTube. And basically, Twitter. Why is no one? But you know what I mean. People will be shocked. There's absolutely huge mega names channels that have me as a subscriber because I saw it in when your subscribers. I'm like, wow, well, why have they never reached out? You know what I mean? It's like, and you don't feel like when you don't feel the love, you don't want to reach out. I one spell I was reaching out to everyone and they were ignoring me, and I'm like, we're supposed to be, fellow content creators. Why is it the same people on the channels? Do you know what I mean? And I don't know why it is, but I'm not part of the gang. I don't want to get invited to anything, but I'm happy with that now. I just would love to, let people see, you know what? Don't take this word for it. There's other thoughts on that. Do you know what I mean? Look at the stuff that goes viral. It's some random dude sitting in his car or a random head in a video, and he has millions of views because they want you to basically watch this crap. This drovel, and people are passing it around like it's like the holy sacrament. And it's like, what am I supposed to be watching? Some fucking dude with fucking gold fucking teeth going. It's like, why would you not rather watch this fucking bald white guy showing himself up or Ryder in his shirts? Come on, that's at least a view there.
But bananas, baby, bananas all day long.
Yeah.
You're hungry for some bananas.
Hey, and it splits into 3 a banana. Did you know that?
Splits into 3 bananas.
Yeah, splits into 3 equal parts.
Oh yeah, boom, boom, boom.
No, when you peel it, if you put your thumb down the middle and just push, the banana will split into 3 equal parts.
You put your finger through the banana?
Right. There's a banana. So you've peeled your banana. Hey guys, this is fact. You peel your banana, you got the banana. Right? If you get your thumb or finger, the edge of the banana, and just slowly press down, the banana will split into 3 equal parts. Full length.
3 equal part banana. You just gotta push
there
your finger through it.
Yeah.
Fun facts from Paul Knight, guys. Yes.
Fun facts. Push your thumb through the banana. That's worthy of a video. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's so, we just love talking about anything, me and Ryder. I mean, Ryder's doing showing you about the aliens. I've seen 2 UFOs. Just means unidentified flying objects, but where are they coming from? So this ties into everything that a lot of people are doing. If we are in a chamber, these people coming from outside of this chamber, travelers, like we've talked about before, Jules Verne type of thing. They go under the sea, also under hollow earth, and they keep trying. Oh, are we in hollow earth? No, we're flat. See, creating division straight away. And the irony is that we all could be in a chamber, which is obviously hollow, and there's other things underneath us. So that's the crazy thing, isn't it? Like, what are we in a death realm? I don't know if a death realm. It does feel like death, and a lot of bad things happen. And I'm always like, surely there's some good things happening outside there. Please let something good happen. And I see my children, and that makes me feel happy. But sad that they're in this shithole. You know what I mean? I just, you know what I mean? And that's why we need more people to have a positive mentality and an open mindedness to where we are. I mean, what's your thoughts? If I said to you now, what is this realm? What would you reply to me be?
My reply would be that nobody knows. Nobody
Nobody
knows what's going on here. No one knows who they are. They don't know where they're from. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what is going on here. And that is a part of the confusion. And that's what a lot of people are trying to figure out, but they always fall short. They never really seem to figure it out. We have all these theories that are tossed around the community, but really no one actually knows. No bold truth. Ryder looking like a secret character you unlock in Donkey Kong Country. That's right, baby. I'm actually the secret character in Mortal Kombat 1 that comes out in a few days. Banana Man. That's right. That's what I think. I think that it's impossible to really know what's happening here, and we can theorize about everything that's going on, and we can have these kinds of conversations, but that's just it's philosophy, that's theology, right? No one really knows, and whenever we die, we might figure it out, we might not figure it out, we probably won't figure it out because it's probably we'll just get brought back and do something else and not even remember this life. If reincarnation is real and people claim to have lived all these past lives, like all these cults that I've covered, every single one of them have claimed to lived past lives. Bo here, Marshall Applewhite from the Heaven's Gate cult, claimed to be Jesus Christ in a past life. Guy and Edna Ballard here, Guy claimed to be from the I Am cult in the early 30s. He claimed to be the reincarnation of George Washington. DeMambro here from the Order of the Solar Temple cult in Geneva, Switzerland, claimed to be the reincarnation of Moses and Akhenaten. The lady from the Love is One cult, Amy, she claimed to be reincarnated over 500 different times. If this stuff is actually real and actually happening, then what's really going on here? What's the deal? Like, is it just a constant reincarnation? Which I think these people are just making this stuff up, right, to seem more important, to be looked at as better than other people, right? They'll just be like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to listen to me because guess what, I was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. I am Jesus Christ reincarnated along with Moses, Akhenaten, and also Imhotep, the builder of the step pyramid, the advisor to the sun god Amun-Ra, right? And then people buy into that, and then they follow along, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, he must be really special. He must have all the knowledge. He must have know all the secrets to the universe." Like Serge here, from the cult that we covered the other day, the cult of UM. He claimed to have all the answers to the universe. All you had to do was ask him, and he could tell you exactly what's going on.
And that's what happens. People will stand up and say with authority, "It's this," and people are like, oh, he sounds very authoritative on that. He must be right because he's got so much confidence in what he's saying. And that's just because he's his opinion. But look at this. I've just turned over a page on my scrapbook here because I've written on that back. And look what I've put right at the top. It says, in the beginning was the word. Now, the word in Old English for word was door, D-O-W-R, which is door. So only have you got in the beginning. Beginning means arch. And you have the word meaning door, archway and doorway, not knowledge, the ledge. Why is everything in regard to doors? If only there was some God out there that they worship who is God of both. Wow, you know what I mean? So we have all these, but think about it. I was watching a film the other day again. Have you ever saw it, The Inside Man?
That's the one with the gentleman that's in prison, right? And he's like a psychic or
No, well, I've not watched that one. This one is the one where they rob a bank, and it has Denzel Washington and Clive Owen, and basically one of them's Denzel's like the negotiator, and what this guy does is they basically all of his crew, apart from him, walk out the front door as hostages, because what he does is he puts each hostage in different rooms and he swaps them around constantly so they don't know who's in the room. Is this like what this realm is? Are we hostages being swapped around from different rooms or realms so we don't know what the bloody hell's going on? And people talk about it, like even Wayne said the other day in your videos, isn't it? Where the what's that word now? Where we don't remember anything. Amnesia.
Yeah.
Are we the amnesia race, or in the realm of amnesia? We seem to have forgotten everything. Well, you seem to have forgotten everything because we keep getting moved. And now, what is this? Is it spiritually? Is it physically? Who knows? But it's a good idea, isn't it? If you want to hide in plain sight, just change people around.
Yeah, move the chessboard around.
Yeah, just keep moving the playing the playing field. And that's what they're doing. They keep changing everything. The Cabal are hiding in plain sight because they keep changing the rules. They made the rules. Let's make our own. That's why I say to people, don't take the right path. Don't take the center path. Don't take the narrow path. Try and make your own path. The path of least resistance, like water does. You know, sometimes
just flows.
The path is hard. Yeah.
That Bruce Lee quote. Yep. Sherry, so many Jesuses. Yes, there's been so many Jesuses that are supposedly have been reincarnated that we should have been saved over 1 billion times. We should have already been in the golden age of humanity by how many people has claimed to have been Jesus reincarnated.
Yeah. And the English language, you've just said the golden age. The old word for age is I. AGE is I. So the golden eye, like the film. You know,
James Bond, 007.
Yeah, the golden eye. I'm not singing, guys. I'll let Ryder do that while he's got that shit on. He's show business. He's a director now, guys. You know what I mean? He has to wear these shirts.
That's right. That's the only way. It's the way to do it. That's how you make money. You got to wear amazing shirts. Great shirts.
Well, I don't got any questions. I want to know what people in the chat are saying. Would you believe we're in the realm of death, like not just what we say in the burial chamber, but a lot of ancient races, cultures there? Let's have a look what people say in the chat. Do you believe we're in the realm that we're supposed to be in? Are we a hostage situation like Pamela just said? Who knows? I just like to know what the people say. But when I'm looking into this, I've shown you the word means door. The beginning means arch. If you're in charge, you are an archon.
An archcon.
Yeah, an archcon. But it's good to see what people think. What do you think? Sometimes we overthink things. Possibility, because sometimes we do overthink things. I try and stay objective, but hey, yeah, there was a Janice in GoldenEye. Yeah, there's a Janice in Hitman 2.
GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64 was one of the best games ever made. Those remote mines that you could use in that game, Robert, A1 for the N64.
I remember that game.
Amazing game.
So people in the chat, come on, ask questions before Ryder disappears.
Archcon, yeah, it's a con, yeah.
The con of man.
Like UFO megacons or.
Well, it's intriguing because I know you don't, you don't mean this in like one way, but people have the thoughts on UFOs, on what is outside this realm. We just don't know. We don't know. They've said this. They've hit rockets, like I said at the beginning, and it rang like a bell, meaning we're inside an enclosed system. Is there other land, other realms? How do you get to these realms? These are the questions. And then what is then people in other realms? Are they just like us, but more advanced? Did we move to this realm? Are we, like you said, in a simulation and we're living a game of Sims? I'm playing this game. Why would you give myself this fucking character? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. What is going on?
Hey, look behind me right now. Look at this tapestry behind me. Isn't it like shimmering like the liquid crystal and looks like an aurora borealis that you showed in your video?
Yeah,
I saw it again whenever I hopped in the shower this morning. The window in my bathroom has what are they called in like a stained glass almost, and the sun was shining through, and it made this like weird like aurora in the bathroom. That was weird because I had just refreshed on your video of Celestial today, and then I saw that, and then I'm seeing this right behind me. Wild.
That's just how I work, though, right? I look at things so basic, like, wow, that does look like that, and that doesn't mean it's proof. That's just mean it's you're helping yourself come to the terms of what something can be by making it so easy. Oh, that's like a TV screen up the board, and they're talking about blue beam, and they're talking about this, and they're talking about this. And why is the sun local? They say people always say it's 93 miles, but when you look into the actual definition of it, it adds to 11. It's like 92. It's like, why is this 11 so prevalent? Because it's like a doorway, it's a gateway, it's the female and male, like I was talking about in the other video. It's just like people have said, are we in a level at a game and we're struggling, or what I mean? Because there's bloody good people in this chat, and myself, I count myself as a good person. I've got life so hard at a minute. I feel like giving in, and I'm not scared to say that because I find it hard. It's just I'm that stubborn that I'm not letting this get me down, and I'm not letting it get to me. But with this, you do need fuel. With any fire, you do need fuel to keep it burning. And that's why I always say to people, just put a nice comment in a day or whatever, do something. Because when I'm sometimes really down, someone will put something, oh, that video made my day, Paul, thank you, madam, hard time. And you're like, you sometimes think, well, is my life as bad as it is? And then shit happens and you're like, yeah, it is. You know what I mean? So, but, that's why we need each other. You can be on your own. And I'm like Ryder always jokes about me, I'm very hard to get a hold of. There's another reason, Paul, why no one can get you on the show is because you can't get a hold of you. And then the other day he's like, I like that now because they can't get hold of you, they can't email you shit, and they can't troll you and different things. No, it has its ups and its cons and its pros, as they say. But like I said, I met Ryder a few years ago now. And we don't believe in the same things, but we respect that difference. And you know what I mean?
And that's how it should be. It should be people coming together to have really great conversations. And I agree, Sherry. We should all join the Ashtar Galactic Command Cult and be flying around with Jesus and Ashtar and their super space UFOs in the clouds that are really UFOs, they're not really clouds. Absolutely. Robert says RPC 90 and the proximity mines were the power couple of GoldenEye. Yes, they were. Classic. I love those remote mines.
And it just shows, don't it, from any words, the significance of it, of those spells. I mean, some of the words I've looked at and I thought, oh my God, this is so like, and then I've gone, wow. And it's like, so that's why I say to people, please do it yourself, because you will find stuff I've missed. Or sometimes I've had, I'm on a lazy day because I've had, things in my life make it, I'll just look at 6 pages in, and on the 7th is the moment. But you know what I mean? So we do need each other. So please take a look at any word and break it down. You can either break it down in half, break it down in 2s, 3s, whatever, and see what you can find. Because I tell you what, there's wow and there's hidden gems out there. There's, just from this video, God created we're in the void, and he said the dry would be called the ground, land, DNA, L, that's mitochondrial DNA. People say we're living in a cell, prison. Why do you never see good on TV? Because they're controlling the media. We know this. But why are they getting away with it? What happened to karma? Has karma gone on holidays? Why does karma only seem to affect the good people, to keep the people in check? That's another thing. Do you believe in karma? I used to really do believe in karma. And I'm thinking, well, I'm a good person. Why is shit going to bite me in the ass if I do something? What about these evil shites? And then people will be like, well, when they die, we know where they're going. But what if we're already here? What if we're in purgatory?
That's right. I think that my thoughts on karma is that karma is self-imposed. So if you do something and you feel bad about it, you're going to get karma surrounding that. And it doesn't matter if what you felt bad about was right or wrong. What you felt bad about could have been good. You're still going to get the karma for it because it's a self-induced karmic system.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
No,
good. That's a manifestation.
that's not an excuse to do wrong things. You should always be a good person and strive to do the right thing and help people out. I'm just saying that I believe that it is 100% a self-induced thing and has everything to do with your thought process
Can
and
you
what you
highlight
believe.
Colleen Shermer's comment there?
Yeah.
Now, I've always talked about this, and people will know my channel because I say it all the time. All the world is a stage, and everyone plays their part or is a player. Stage is gates. Anagrammed. All the world is a gate, is a door. Who's the god of gates, doors, portals, and everything? There, are we the extras? Are we sitting down in the audience as a patron, or are we just extras? Because the actors act tor again, ACTOR, doorway. The agents, that's what it basically are, the secret agents. Everything seems to have a door in it. Why? You know, so that's an intriguing thing that we, you know, want to talk around. And again, like I said, everyone, it seems to me like karma, like Ryder just said, it's like the manifestation that we put on ourselves. If we believe it's bad, deep down, karma comes and bites our ass. And people are saying in the chat about the people who don't like laptops, the Clintons, you know what I mean? Why? Because that's what I always say. Why is these scumbags and this evil not getting the comeuppance, you know, from karma? It seems to be getting away with it. Now, then there's those people like theorizing, oh, well, deep down they want to get in the next realm or hell and heaven. Like, well, we're here now. You know, what is going on? You know, are they controlling the fates, which are the norms? You know, it seems to me like they're getting their own way. And I know some people say, well, in the next realm, but we're not there now, are we? You know, we need. That's what I want. I want a win for us. I need a win for us, the good guys. You know what I mean?
We haven't had a win, Paul, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
We haven't had a win, and that's a huge issue. It seems like that it's only in the movies and only in entertainment that the good guys win. But in reality, the bad guys always win, almost verbatim every single time.
Yeah. And then us watching films and TV, see the good guys winning all the time.
And that pacifies us, right? That makes it where we're like, oh, okay, well, yeah. Well, we can watch it on TV and root for the good guy on TV, but in reality, we're not going to do that, right? You know, on TV, we always like the underdog, the person that's coming up from the bottom, that's, you know, going to do whatever the plot of the movie has. And in the end, he normally always wins. I mean, there's a few cases where it's kind of iffy or they throw in a wrench into the whole plan there to shake up the whole plot of the movie. But for the majority of them, the good guy always wins.
Yeah. And
but
we only
never in reality.
Yeah.
Ever.
And we only seem to get a good, not a win, but something happening for us if there's mob rule. If the, you know, for instance, we see it in daily life, if everyone complains, like, you know, thousands, loads of people, it'll change this, it'll change that. Because, like I said, they don't want unity in a sense of people all agreeing on one point. If we basically, honestly, I can tell you now, we do have power in a sense of if all of us drop down, if all of us walks out the front door now, and Ryder went to a place and you all met there and you was thousands and millions of you, and you said, listen, we ain't taking no shit now. You do this, you do that, you'll see it happening. Now, whether that's to create an illusion that we do have power, again, there's always these theologic things behind us. Are they just giving us the power to think we have power? You know, it's that thing again. But
that's always the excuse of the community, Paul.
Yeah,
every time,
again, isn't it?
Every
so,
time.
But that's why we don't do anything. Oh, well, someone else will always do it. Someone else will always do it. And we leave it to other people. And then, you know, so if this is a shit-ass realm, surely, if this is what we've got to live with for now, surely we want the best of it that we possibly can, surely. And, you know, we won't get it if Well, we won't get it because we're not a community. Because we're not, and we have to be honest. There's good people, brilliant people in the chat. Ryder's one of the good guys, especially with that shirt. And, myself, we won't get it because with the egos, their eyes, and we can say the gatekeeper shields and all that. Listen, people, there's so many fucking weirdos out there. I used to think surely they're not real, but from the emails I've had recently and Riders have, I'm actually genuinely concerned that some of these people are genuinely real and they believe the shit that they do. Because we can be a common, we can be part of the whole and still have a hole in it, because that's what a whole is. There's just no unity, and there'll never be a community. It's just like different people on an island shouting, and there's not enough of us to hear our voice because we're always fighting and arguing between each other. You know what I mean?
That's a huge point that I've really been trying to make with my UFO Doomsday Call series, talking on other shows, is that the community is just as bad as the mainstream.
Yeah.
They really are. It's the exact same thing, just different.
Yeah.
And people in this community thinking that they're enlightened and they're not.
Yeah.
They have absolutely no idea what's going on. And the confusion and the all of the theories and all the different speculations about what's going on just muddy the waters even more. And it creates division, and ultimately within that division creates confusion.
Yeah.
And with confusion, no one can be on the same page. No one can come together. Right?
Yeah. And you're spot on. And all these people, why is it certain people get the limelight? And I'm not saying everyone is a gatekeeper and shall, some people just get that exposure. And sometimes, we don't want them to get that exposure. Do you know what I mean? But like we've seen in this, we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. Like one person who subscribes to me has 300,000 subscribers. And they're an absolutely huge voice in the community, and I see some of my stuff appearing in that. Do I get mentioned? No.
Jenna Banana, I wore this shirt just for you. Banana shirt just for Jenna Banana.
And he's pulling out all these Banana Man songs as well. Eric, the Banana Man, he's Ryder, the Banana Man.
I gotta play it for Jenna Banana.
But when
Ryder
it eats a banana, an amazing transformation occurs.
Ryder
Is Banana Man, ever alert for the call to action.
Banana Man!
Oh, and you're a shill because you showed the Earth as a globe. Terrible.
Right? It's ridiculous. That the people would say that. They would comment that, oh, why did you play that cartoon Banana Man and it showed the Earth is round?
I've said the Earth or the globe in the video as what they are saying, in the piece that I've written, and I'm like, to show you because you mentioned the globe. Do you not know it's flat? Yeah, and again, this is why, because these are bottom feeders, and I include myself in it, because are we like SpongeBob? The SpongeBob living under the Bikini Bottom. Are we in Bikini Bottom? So
we're in a crypt under the sea, bro.
Yeah.
We're in a grave under the sea.
That's the beauty of it. That again, please, people who watch me for the first time or not for the first time, go and work words out yourselves. Again, I see loads of comments when I do a video from people who's in the chat now. They know what the score is. They break the words down, and you find hidden gems. Again, secrets. Occult, all tattered eyes, and the old Freemason symbol, like I said to you, was the what did I call it now? Tempest Fugit Time Flies was the hourglass, which is, you can say it's affinity again. But there's always been people that have seen these images. Again, on my Twitter, I generally do a symbol of the day from all these books on loads of different symbols. That is a symbol of the universe in medieval times there. So, you know, like the eye, a target, bullseye.
Yep.
You know, so you got loads of things that these people have talked about forever. You know, and here's one of the holy symbols for God and things. And I mean, what's that you're seeing there? Oh, the cross and the door. Oh, wow. That can't be right. You know, so, and that is just funny, his name. This one's, look at his name there.
Yes, the Book of Science, Rudolf Koch. Yeah.
Oh,
Koch.
over here we call it cock.
Rudolf Koch. Koch.
Cock.
Rudolf Koch.
And that's a good book. You can, I think you can even get it free online if you can download it.
The PDF
that
version.
was an
Yeah.
idea.
Smart people know that the Earth is shaped like a banana.
Banana
That's right.
splits, and remember that as well. I'm not saying how old I am though. The banana splits.
Banana splits. That's right.
But yeah, so yeah, everyone that's just joining us, we'll be going now because Ryder gets that time. It's about an hour and 40, and you can see he's ready to go for his banana. But we've just been talking about celestial and how it broken down to being a crypt or a underground chamber, and you have people in the chat who are into Tartaria, into mud flood, and everything gets covered. I've just shown you. Celestial means basically a chamber. That should answer a lot of questions that people have been asking from these big channels. Oh, if there's more land, how do we get there, folks? Oh, well, don't know about that. Well, for 4 years I've been showing you, and then there's this question now. So this is, you'll only get this by finding the channels, and that's why we need you guys to spread the word of Ryder, the word of Ryder and his banana. And, and me and my stuff, you know what I mean? So we need people because the algorithms are not helping us. We're getting shadow banned, you know, whether that's we're hitting a nerve or is it just because certain things that we say, we just don't know. It's just like, it's a game we play, you know, so some days we just need your help to, you know, get the word of Ryder out and the word of What Flock TV myself and see a different perspective because we don't know things. And that was a question I want to ask people because I posted about that. So I apologize to Ryder because I'm keeping him on. But hey, I don't get out much. And there's like a Bible verse and it talks about Jeremiah 23:15. And again, you know, I'm just reading this version out and it says, so then that is what the Lord Almighty say about the prophets of Jerusalem. I will give you them bitter plants to eat and poison the water, you know, what we're drinking. It's what's happening now because they have spread ungodliness throughout the land. And they talk about that and then revelation about wormwood. And I asked the question on Twitter, are we in wormwood? Basically, are we in that evil bitter place? You know, because it talks about the third of the angels, 33, but that leaves 66% also, which is man. That's what they say. So are we in this wormwood place of evil and bitterness and things like that? So that just fuels my fire coming up to things like that. Are we in this chamber? Is there other chambers that we can visit? Is this where we go when we're asleep? Is this when people who can astral project? When you take hallucinants, LSD, DMTs, and so on and so on and so on? Where do you go? Is it this place? These are the questions we've got to ask. And I do plan on trying to get on more channels, but sometimes that you know, you need that little spark between people. I don't, like I said, when I'm trying to go on some show and it's like pulling teeth out, that's the sign that they don't really want you on there. And if you don't feel welcome, you ain't gonna go on there, is it? You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. I've had a few of those people, and those are some of my worst shows that I've ever done. Like just talking with people, and then it's like you have to. They say like 2 or 3 words, and then you have to pry everything else out of them. It's not fun. Not fun being a host of a show and doing it like that. But it's also the opposite way. Like you're mentioning, you're going on a show, and they ask you on their show, and then it doesn't turn out good. It's not a good show, because they don't really care that you're really there. It seems like I don't know. I don't really want to get into it, but thanks for being on, Paul.
Some stuff for a future show, maybe.
It's always an honor and a privilege to have you on, brother, and have you back on soon. Let people know where they can find you, not online, but where they can find your YouTube channel, because I got your link in the description.
On OnlyFans. No, I don't mean
No, only Jans. That's what
only Jans.
Only Jans.
the home of the two-headed pornster. No, I am only on YouTube as What the Flock TV. Please check it out. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, and that's the only places I am. Do have an old Odysee, the Black Sheep Researcher, really old stuff, and I do have a new one on there. But if you want to try and see most things that don't make shows, just please go to Twitter, What the Flock TV. I'm on there. I post random stuff, memes that I make, stuff that don't get into film, in videos, things like memes, like we always show a good meme. There's one I did the other day.
I was sharing that one out too. Yeah.
What I ordered on Wish and what I actually got. So random stuff like that. But I also post stuff that does go in films and videos. And again, this is the only place I will mix, and they don't want people to mix. You know what I mean? And yeah, just find me on there. Say hello. I don't buy much. And I will try and get back to people all we can do.
Hermetic tendencies, you can email me at raisedbygiants@outlook.com. Yeah, Jenna Banana said, I got slaughtered in Rex Bear's comment section. Honestly, Jenna Banana, I didn't even look at it. I didn't even read any of those comments because I
Let me say how bad it is. I don't even know who Rex Bears is.
Rex Bear Leak Project. I was just on his show the other day. I didn't even look at the comments because I knew exactly what it was going to be. I just made a little comment and a few people replied, and I replied to that, but I didn't go scrolling through there because it was just going to be discouraging, and I would have felt like that I needed to reply to every single person. So
said I'm like the dirty little secret, only a few people know about me. I didn't know how to take that as a compliment or a show of support. So yeah, I am hard to get hold of. Like I said, I'm just, I look after a sick family member, and that's what all my time is. So I don't have that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good. Don't read them. That's right. Yeah, I'm not going to. I don't need that negative energy being thrown my way. Not doing
Life's hard enough it is. So yeah, check me out on Twitter, guys. Thank you for supporting me. If you came over from my channel, please give Ryder a like and a subscription of your of your choice. Please send it to his email address, some nice porn or something. I don't know.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
He orders enough as it is.
Nina the Mystic just posted Paul's YouTube channel in the chat here. Please go over there and subscribe to his channel. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up button to help the channel in the algorithm. Share, subscribe, hit the bell icon as well for notifications. I'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next time.